What's up everyone? David from dodmedia. Today I'm filming on the Canon 6D because I'm actually holding the A6500 on the gimbal, which means no autofocus. So I have no way of knowing if I'm in focus or not. And judging by the teeny tiny monitor that I've got down there, I'm guessing I'm just about there, roughly so. Do love those Canon colors though, look at that. Wonderful. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can create a super easy hyperlapse with just a camera on a gimbal. Now there's a few different ways you can do this. Today I'm going to show you the easiest way, which is actually just to film video on your camera. It doesn't matter what the shutter speed is because we're actually going to be adding that motion blur in post-production. So this is the most simple way you can do it, I think anyway. Okay, so what you're going to need is either just a camera and a really steady hand or a camera on a gimbal, and if you lock it off so that it's just facing that one direction no matter what you do, like so, then you're going to be sorted. So I've taken off the cross handles for the Zhuyun crane because they're a little bit too big, and I'm going to be going to the mall with this to try and do a nice walk through the mall. That's right, Oxford has a mall now. And essentially I feel like this bit of kit just like this is already a little bit suspicious for any security that are there. They're not going to be happy about me walking around with this. So if I had the handles on top of that, it would just be a bit overkill. I don't have a permit to film in the location, so I'm just kind of winging it. I've got the A6500 with the Sigma 16mm f1.4 DCDN lens because I want to give it a pretty nice wide field of view. It's the equivalent of a 24mm on a full frame camera. All right, let's head to the mall, see what we can get. All right, I don't know if you can hear me or if that picture is unbearably shaky. It's a little bit of a flimsy mount going on there. So the reason that I said that you don't need to worry about the shutter speed is that is so shaky. Traditionally, you would want to use a really low shutter speed for a time lapse because you would want the motion to be nice and blurry of traffic lights, of people walking by, pedestrians, that kind of thing. You wouldn't want anything to constantly be tack sharp apart from the environment which doesn't move. So that's what you would normally do when you're shooting with photos. And the thing is with the video, because we're adding the motion blur in post, it actually doesn't matter what the shutter speed is as long as it's kind of between 1/50 up to 1/8000. The more important thing is trying to keep your framing centered as much as possible, which is why I'm using it on the gimbal. It's not on the gimbal right now, it's on the GorillaPod. But that's the reason why I want to have it on the gimbal, because that way it'll be stable. I've got it locked off so that it's not going to be turning anytime that I turn the actual handle. It doesn't matter what I do to the handle, that camera is going to stay pointed in the same direction. And so as long as I'm able to kind of keep the level the same and not move too far to the side, it should be really good. It should work out really nicely. I hope it'll work out really nicely. Otherwise this is going to be a crap tutorial. If anyone has any good tips for mounting a camera in a car so that I can do this vlogging kind of stuff while I'm driving, it would be much appreciated. Right now I have a GorillaPod that's wrapped around the passenger's door handle, and it's really flimsy and it's shaking all over the place, and it's not great. So anyone with any advice, leave it in the comments. If it's good, you'll definitely get something free from my store. Alright, I'm going to put this camera on the gimbal. I'm going to use my Pixel to film behind the camera, behind the scenes.
Hiya. Sorry, but I don't want to interrupt you. You're not actually allowed to film me without permission?
I'm not?
No, unfortunately.
Really? It's not for any profit. I'm doing tutorials to teach people how to do stuff.
That's okay. But just the security matter, they say, what's up to me?
Even with my phone? Really?
You can do it with your phone, it's a bit more subtle.
Do you mind if I finish just walking from here to there, because I've already started, and then I'll leave? It's like that tiny bit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Try and keep it down a little bit, because
I'll keep it down here. Cheers, man.
All right, I'm just walking back to the car now.
I was going to do this on the inside, but then that guy came and told me that I wasn't even allowed to film, so I figured getting 2 cameras out, probably not the best idea. They were nice enough to let me finish filming in the mall. So anyway, you really want to go as slowly as you can so people can pass you out. That's the important thing with this. It doesn't look like you're just another person walking with the flow. So you just take it nice and slow and try and do this kind of like, it's called the ninja walk, the gimbal walk, where instead of kind of walking along like that, where each step just hops up and down, what you're doing instead is trying to walk, just like kind of curl your feet down so that you're not actually going up and down at all. You're just kind of moving in a very solid direction. Hey. All right, we're back in the car. I think that was successful. Mostly successful. Let's go home, throw this into Premiere Pro and see what we got. All right, this is the final step and it's the easiest step. Once you're ready, throw all your footage onto your hard drive, bring that into Premiere Pro, drag it down to the new sequence to create a new sequence with those sequence settings, and there's your clip. From start to finish, it's 6 minutes and 56 seconds long. Now, we don't want it to be 6 minutes and 56 seconds long. We want it to be about, for that, maybe, 8 seconds? Something like that. 8 seconds is good. So you're going to select your clip, you're going to hit Control or Command R. It's going to bring up your clip speed duration. And here you're going to say, well, you're not quite sure what percentage you want it to be, but the duration, you want it to be, let's say, 8 seconds. Okay. And then 0, 0. So it's 8 seconds, 0 frames. Now, the important thing, and this is how you get the motion blur, is when it says time interpolation, change that from frame sampling to frame blending. Now with frame blending, what's going to happen is it's actually going to blend the overlaying frames, which is essentially going to give you motion blur. Now if you zoom in, you can see up here this person already they're in slices, and that's one of the things that when you pause it, it's going to look like a kind of a crappy After Effects motion blur thing with not enough stages in it, which if you watch my tutorial on motion blur in After Effects, you'll learn how to change that. However, if you play this back, it's going to play back super smoothly. It's going to look fantastic because the edges are going to be blurring because all the frames are overlapping. But the center, because you kept the gimbal steady going in one linear direction, the center isn't going to move as much, and so you're going to get that perception of motion blur on the edges as you would with a normal time-lapse. Alright, there you go. That is how you create a super simple hyperlapse using a gimbal and a camera, filming in video mode, not taking interval photos. Next week I'll show you how to do interval photos still using the gimbal, so you don't have to traipse a tripod around to do the hyperlapse. It's really fun. Can't wait to show you. Give it a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. Hit that subscribe button to get more videos from me, DoD Media. Leave a comment in the comment section if any part of this puzzled you, and if not, I'll see you in the next video.